With the Junior Eurovision Song Contest right around the corner, I thought I would take a slightly different opportunity and approach to all of my videos this time around when it comes to reviewing all of the songs in this year's competition. Previously, I would of course react and review to all of the songs one by one in each particular video, but I just felt that's been really time consuming, and especially given as of late with my battle with long COVID. So yeah, instead I'm just going to group all of these particular songs into one particular video each time out of all of the 17 songs, with 2 of which being in a groups of 4 and the remaining in groups of 3, and actually give you my thoughts and opinions on all of the participating countries and their respective songs in this year's competition. Couple of disclaimers. First of all, as already mentioned, they will be grouped into 4 particular songs out of all of the 17 countries that are participating in this year's contest. If only it were 18. And mainly these reviews and opinions are of a lighter tone, and of course are going to be approached in a more delicate way, since at the end of the day I am reviewing kids. Plus of course they are all my own opinions and my own thoughts and everything, so if you want to discuss it further or you just simply disagree, then drop a comment down below and I'll just politely ignore it. And thirdly, yes, this is all building up to the night itself on November 27th, where yes, I am doing a live watch along for all of you to enjoy. So are you ready to do this? Roll those titles. Good morning, afternoon, evening everybody. My name is Jamie Jew. Welcome back to a brand new video where in this particular one it is part 1 in a series of videos where I will be reviewing all of the 17 songs in this year's Junior Eurovision Song Contest taking place in Madrid, Spain on November the 27th. In the first part of this video we're going to be reviewing 2 of the potential favourites, with one fairly nice sounding song and another one that's maybe a bit forgettable. The 4 countries in question are Germany, the Netherlands, Malta and France. But of course before we start, well, if you haven't already, please do subscribe to the channel, as I always make Eurovision juicy goodness from all of the Eurovision juicy content that I make for all of you guys to enjoy, especially in regards to reviewing all of the songs and indeed all the live watch-alongs I've been doing for all of the national finals. So if you want to get further notified about any future national finals, then click that notification bell once you're subscribed, and of course don't forget to like the video in the future. So without any further ado, let's get on with the first country we are reviewing, and that is going to Germany with the song Save the Best for Us, performed by Bjarni. So we start off with basically a peace-based song with this one, although that being said, this for me feels just like another song which has run a lot of other songs together and has created a I don't know, I'm trying to be as polite as I possibly can, as I already mentioned, but for me, this feels a bit like they're trying to push something really positive and it's really trying to work wonders. I'm just going to move my microphone actually a little bit. That was a little bit lower than I thought I would imagine. But yes, as far as the song itself is concerned, I think it's a bit mid. I mean, I feel like the song itself as is just trying to gel with a lot of feels and a lot of peace based on it. At the end of the day, save the best for us. But I don't know, I feel like it's pushing a bit too hard. I think the only saving grace comes from the chorus of the song. When it comes to the verses, it just feels a little bit disjointed. It doesn't really know where to go anywhere, but as soon as the chorus kicks in, especially right at the end of it with all of the sounding of the vocals from Bjarni, it feels very nice, but that's about it. In fact, Bjarni himself performs the song extremely well, and no doubt his vocals are going to stand out on the night live. If anything, it sounds like he's performing it very well live, without much editing at all when it comes to the studio version. So therefore I have high hopes for him on the night anyway. However, since the majority of the song doesn't really fill me with much high energy as much as it's trying its best, I do feel it's probably going to struggle come to the rest of the competition, but as a result I'm probably not going to see it being that high in the tables, but hopefully it might do well. It is at number 11 in the running order, which is about sort of mid-ish, so it's probably going to get forgotten about. But that being said, I do hope it has high hopes, but given what they've done in recent years with sort of peace and lovey kind of songs, for whatever reason the production just never feels 100%. That being said, I don't really think it's a bad song whatsoever. It's definitely not a hateable song. It's nice and listenable, but it just doesn't fill me with much excitement, as I say. But that being said, I'm going to give it a solid rating out of 5 of around about average 2.8 for that one. So it's not great, but you know what? Not a disaster for Germany, so well done. Yeah, sorry I don't have much else to say about Germany. I just feel it's not really something that's going to be strong. song, but some people do like it, but I don't know, nothing's going for me too. But we go from fairly mid, in my opinion, to the Netherlands with the song Music, performed by the four-piece group Stay Tuned. In case you don't know, I of course watched this national final of the Junior Song Festival, as it was called, on a live stream, which you can go and check out in another annotation I'm going to put on the top left there. It has to be said, with all four of them songs, you could just tell that there was like a broad gap between all four of them in terms of the quality of the songs, and this is no exception compared to I can't remember the other one, but this was the main standout one. I think it might have been Annabelle with that little ballady pop thing. I can't remember now. But yes, this was the other one that stood out, and boy oh boy, once again, do the Netherlands know how to party. It's like every year they seem to be sending upbeat pop songs, and this year is completely no exception. At the end of the day, it's got a nice uppy boppy sounding riff with the chorus as well. Do 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 do, and then you go whoa. I mean, how cliche is that? But it works effectively. There's also like a little bit of rap in there, which some people would regard it as rap, but if you ask me, it's more of a poppy style rap where people can sort of relate to and feel vibey with, and therefore get along with it, especially with its English lyrics. Although, of course, naturally with the verses, they have to be in the Dutch, since it's 50-50 after all, which works brilliantly well for this kind of Dutch typical upbeat pop entry. And of course, the ultimate thing, this is one particular performance, which, in case you didn't see the live performance, every single one of those people in the audience, obviously the majority being kids, were up on their feet enjoying this to the droves, and this is absolutely something that everybody, even your armchair couch potato, can enjoy too, and get up and clap along. It doesn't take itself too seriously, and I do feel that the majority of the people will be voting for it. It's certainly one that the kids jury is going to go for, maybe not so much the adult juries, but nevertheless I think it's certainly enough to be in contention for the win. If it doesn't win, it's a safe top 5 entry. However, it's definitely one of my personal favourites. It's been up there since the beginning. Due to other bits of the other competition, I'm going to rate it ever so slightly down on what I originally was. So it was going to be a 3.7, but now I'm going to put it just the one smidgen down at 3.6. But nevertheless, Netherlands, you certainly do know how to make us smile. But now we go from something absolutely incredible to something... Well, anyways, we're about to review it, as it is time for Malta's entry. Ramirez Skibaris performing the song Stylia Czechnia. For the first time ever, Malta are going for a song in their own native language from start to finish. Of course, they're more than eligible to go English throughout it, since it is one of their majority of languages, but for whatever reason they decided to go Maltese, so yeah, cool. And I know I already said I'm not going to be trying to be as mean as possible or be as honest as possible when it comes to all of these songs, but I have to say, this particular song, it doesn't do anything for me. It is a nice try of a decent ballad, don't get me wrong, and boy oh boy, he's trying his heart out, the little boy. I mean, crying out loud, you would be nervous on those sorts of occasions, and I'm absolutely going to support him no matter what, but for whatever reason, when it comes to the production value of that particular live performance, it just feels flat for me. But maybe it is the live rendition of that particular point, because by God, this song needs a revamp even of some kind. And you know what? Actually, Ramirez's vocals, as already mentioned, is beautiful to listen to. He performs the heck out of it, but let's just face it, assuming whoever gave him this song as vanilla as you can get, honestly needs to go to the studio and tweak the living shit out of it. There's honestly nothing I feel that could potentially pull you into the song, and honestly, even after a minute, I was just thinking of like, oh, what can I have for tea tonight? Again, no disrespect to Ramirez whatsoever, but I just can't find anything redeemable about it, and it's so harsh for me to say. Listen, again, nothing disrespectful to Ramirez. He is a lovely, lovely little boy who's got a heart of, I'm sure has got a heart of gold for that matter, and he's performing absolutely brilliant. But yeah, tweak the living crap out of that song, will you please, songwriters and editors for that matter. I believe there is a revamp in the works, but as of right now, it's only getting a 1.8 out of 5-star rating for me. But yeah, this just needs something absolutely elevating, or I fear it could end up being bottom of the barrel at this point. But thankfully, we are going to end on a particular great high, because, and finally for this particular video, for part 1 of my series, we're going to end on France. Last year's winners will now send the artist Titun, I think that's how you pronounce his name, with the song Comme ci, comme ça. this has been going round and round and round in my head ever since I first listened to it, because it's got fantastic production value, and the whole package of this fantastic upbeat song, at least from the studio sounds of it, really is amplifying my eardrums, especially with the little woo. It's got your sort of stereotypical beat of boom, ka boom, ka pa, boom, pa, boom, pa, pa, which, if I'm honest with you, I haven't heard much around when it comes to actual adult songs in the contest. So if there's something that's junior to come this way, I'm all for it as far as my inner little kid is concerned. Of course, we wait to see what it sounds like live. As far as the music, or the studio version sound of it, and the music video accompanying it, it sounds like it's something that a lot of people could get behind, and it'll, of course, have a little clappy. I'm unsure why, though, it starts off as like a ballady kind of song when it's mostly upbeat, but then again, I suppose it's trying to draw you into a false sense of security, and even then the ballad sounds pretty decent itself. But as I say, it is odd because the upbeat is like the best part of as far as your ears are concerned. As I say, though, if this was released on streaming sites or on Spotify or whatever, I would absolutely listen to this all the time in a heartbeat. This is my absolute favourite so far out of all of the participating songs in the contest. But one thing's for definitely certain is that this is an absolute jury favourite. Absolutely, there's no getting around it. The juries are going to go for this plumb. Lest we forget, 3 of the 5 jurors out of each of the countries are made up of adults, with 2 of them being kids, so the adults are going to go for this to a T. And it'll be up there with the televoters, but given the fact that the way the voting is, with the jurors having a bit more of a say compared to the televoters, absolutely I think this will challenge for the win, if not actually do it once again for the French. They seem to be making a habit of it at the moment, don't they? But I, for one, think it's my absolute favourite, and I'm giving it a nice, solid, upbeat 3.9 out of 5. And that about does it for part 1 in the series of videos of my opinions and thoughts on this year's Junior Eurovision Song Contest entries. And in case you need a reminder on how I graded all of the 4 songs that I have reviewed in the first part here today, here's a quick recap of it all. But as always, never mind what I think, please do let me know what you think in the comments below. Which particular song is your favourite, or which one is your complete disfavourite, or do you agree or disagree with me? Ignore the notification bells on the little thing, but otherwise let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Otherwise, you know the drill by now. Subscribe for more of my Eurovision juicy goodness, smash the like button on this video for good measure, and of course ring the bell to get notified about my latest videos. Catch it again in the next one. Bye bye everybody. Bye bye.